Hey traders, Nick Shaheen here looking at CCIV, Lucid Motors, EVs. So I'm going to state the message and then back into the logic. First of all, I'm not a hater. Um, I'm a fan of technology. I used to race cars. I want them to succeed. They're looking like they're going to provide some pretty slick opportunity vehicles, I should say. So first, the EV market, hot, right? Tesla pretty much invented it. Not really. We've had EVs since the 1800s, but they made it cool and acceptable, like Toyota did with the hybrid. Really, Toyota opened the door with the hybrid. Tesla took it and the next step. And they have two legit competitors, in my opinion, as a company. You may know of more. These are the ones I'm watching: Neo and Xpeng, XPEV, because they have a P&L, and so there's tangible stuff. This one does not. And all the ones that don't, then it becomes the entire stock price is my belief in the company. Nothing wrong with that. It's just saying that when the you know what hits the fan, I got nothing to rely on except, oh, but they promised, and that's it. So the sellers, they become weaker hands than somebody that say owns Tesla or Apple or Facebook, where they have tangible, okay, they make this much money, they have this much profits, they are growing at this rate. You have something to defend your decision. Whereas here, there's just hope. 100% of the stock price is based on hope. So again, nothing wrong with that. There's no tangible. All right, so the EV market is massive potentially. Right now, the internal combustion engine, the ICE machines, are about 80 million a year. That's what I read, and like 3 million production globally of EVs. So imagine if the flip is indeed happening. It's the ramp is going to be huge. It won't be overnight, but it's going to be huge. It won't be these companies that fill the biggest holes. It'll be the Tesla and all the other legacy car makers flipping. I'll give you an example. I live in Southern California, the land of the Tesla. When there were a few Tesla out there, 40% of them were here at one point. And in my neighborhood alone, I walk my dog. It's more than half the houses have Teslas. I don't have one, but it's not my style. But more than half the houses have at least one Tesla. Now I'm seeing several that have Audi e-trons, most of them SUVs. Sounds great, by the way. My beef with the electric cars is that they don't sound like much. The Audi got a nice growl to it. It's pretty impressive. You can hear it drive by in the morning. So it's these guys, the VW, which is the biggest car maker, flipping, and GM probably will flip. Ford, gosh, I don't know, man. The management there not doing too well. So it'll be the legacy car makers filling the biggest holes. This one is by definition niche because their cars are too expensive. They're targeting the highest people. Tesla has cheap cars. They have expensive cars. They have cheap cars. So like my neighbor literally this weekend just traded in his Volt, his third Volt, for a Tesla Model 3. They were comparable in price, which floored me. But anyway, so they have entry models that tailor to the masses, but this one, I haven't read about one. All the ones I saw were like 90,000 and above. So let's talk stock. First of all, it's trying to base. And I'm going to issue the same alert as I did on Hyliion above 18. I said once it lost 18, I closed my longs and I said I won't touch it until they recover 18 convincingly. Not pop above 18, they go above it and stay above it. Otherwise, the floor is unknown. And I mentioned a number and I got so much flack for it, so I will not mention a number here. But I'm telling you, if they lose the floor, it's going for a long ride. And to say the least, the only thing I say is I wouldn't double down without. Actually, I wouldn't double down. It's a speculative bet because there's nothing in the P&L. Therefore, by definition, it's a speculative bet. They have to do something, otherwise it's gone, right? So that's the definition of a speculation, that they're going to make it. So I assigned the risk size and I don't mess with it. It's like buying a lottery ticket. I buy the lottery ticket. I don't, two balls in, two draws in. I don't go in and say add more to the ticket. It's gonna the next three are gonna hit better. I don't do that. I buy the ticket and I hold it. I won or I lost. Period. So to add to the ticket while it's losing and losing big time, it's just ridiculous in my opinion. But I'm not giving advice here. So here are the numbers to watch. Okay, so if I go to the hour chart, I can probably see them closer. Oh, first, let me show you that indeed I am not a perma bear. For disclosure, I don't have any trades on it. So these were my lines, and I had an opportunity 1. They haven't taken it. Therefore, I don't need to look at opportunity 2 and 3. I had an interim resistance in case they took out opportunity 1. And the support zone, if lost, new leg lower, that's still there. And that's what we're talking about here. So I'm going to go to a 2-hour chart, actually, and see if we can come up with a smart. Okay, so this is the absolute latest, I would say, out. Anywhere below this one, this last bounce was at 20.3, 20.3. If it goes below that, I should get out because I don't want to know how far down they go. It could be just $1, $2, 50 cents. I don't want to find out. That's what traders do. They get out. I get out. These two are close seconds. So now essentially we have higher lows if you want to count it, but like by a hair. That's good. So now the opportunity is break the lines, either of them. If you break this one, you're going to have upside momentum. If you break this one, you're going to have downside momentum. They do have more resistance at 23.5-ish. They're going to face sellers if they get there, when they get there. And then they're going to fade a little bit. The important part is not to make a lower low than this, definitely not a lower low than this, and definitely not a lower low than this. This one is a game changer, gets me out. This one I could probably withstand if I'm long. Break out through this one, and I can chase it as a trade into here. That would be an exit point 1 and exit point 2 somewhere up here. So this is the trade. But you can't deny the decimation that has occurred and keep a blind eye and keep doubling down, doubling down. At what point does somebody raise the flag? I know these are not words bulls want to hear. I know there's going to be some comments saying, I know nothing, I'm an idiot. Fine. You don't need to personally attack the person that doesn't agree with your opinion. And I'm giving you an honest, unbiased opinion of what happens in the stock market. If you don't believe in stocks and machine trading, by the way, machines do most of the trading, not people. So don't worry about what you think. It's not going to happen the way you think it does. So I'm going to show you, bear with me. There's going to be a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, so this was the correction that we had, and CNBC freaked everybody out, right? So what I did is somewhere here, right here, in the beginning, like a couple of days into the correction, I looked at the prior correction, copied every tick, and moved it over to here. Watch. This was the correction, and this platform is TradingView. It has a ghosting pattern. So you click on the points that connect the dots, and then it draws it for you. So it drew it, right? So I copied it, moved it over to here. And the way it unfolded was exactly how it unfolded last time. And the target was achieved in exactly the same. I mean, every tick, every dip, every extension was exactly the same. It is absolutely crazy, right? Machines matter. So that's who's trading this guy, machines. And what they do is they look for weak points. They look for trends. They look for levels. So first they say, what happened the last time we were here? We sold it. Okay, we'll sell it. They bought it. Okay, we'll buy it. Then they look at who's in charge of the price action. There's no doubt that it's the bears. That's why it's descending. So the pops are being sold. So the variable is level. Okay, they can hold the level, but the pops they're selling. At one point, the level and the trend line will meet, and then the decision will be done. And that's coming soon. That's how you break out of lines. So, for example, this is a 30-minute chart. So this was yesterday's top. Now becomes the problem. So next pop into anywhere into that is a selling point for the machine. And then it comes back to the base. And if they can hold the base, the next pop, they will try to sell it. And then the base and the pop place will get to a point. then they have to make the decision, whoop, a new low or pop into a higher, like into the 2350 failure. So this is a big line. This is now a big line. 2250, 2320 to 50. That's how machines trade. So keep that in mind. All right, Nick signing out.